There is something strangely deliberate about the way a cat places its paw on a person. No claws, no force, just a quiet touch. It can last for only a second, yet many cat owners remember it long after it happens. Almost instinctively, it feels like it means something. And they're right, because in the world of cats, physical contact is rarely meaningless.
Every gentle paw, every brief tap, every silent moment of connection is part of a language that began long before cats ever lived beside humans. The question is, what is your cat actually saying? To understand that, we have to forget the way humans think about affection. People often show love with hugs, kisses, and long embraces. Cats evolved very differently. For millions of years, their ancestors survived as solitary hunters. They didn't rely on large social groups the way wolves or primates did. Every interaction had a purpose. Every movement carried information. That instinct never disappeared. Even today, domestic cats remain surprisingly selective about physical contact, which makes one simple fact incredibly important. If a cat voluntarily reaches out and places its paw on you, it has already made a decision. It has decided that touching you is worth the risk. That may not sound remarkable, but for an animal built around caution, it says everything. Trust is one of the strongest reasons behind this behavior. Cats don't simply tolerate the people they love. They build detailed mental maps of safety. Over time, they learn your routines, your voice, your scent, even the sound of your footsteps before you enter the room. Your presence becomes something predictable, something secure. Eventually, your cat no longer sees you as part of the environment. You become part of its safe space. And sometimes that quiet paw is the simplest way of confirming that feeling. But trust is only the beginning. Notice something interesting. Many cats don't just touch you once. They leave their paw resting there, almost as if they're making sure the connection continues. Why? Because touch works both ways. While humans often assume the cat is comforting us, researchers believe these moments can also comfort the cat itself. Physical contact may help reduce uncertainty. It reassures them that the person they depend on is still close. In other words, your cat may not simply be asking for comfort. It may be creating it. Then there's another layer hidden beneath the surface. Your cat's paws contain scent glands. Every gentle press leaves behind microscopic chemical signals that humans can't smell. To us, it's invisible. To another cat, it's information. Cats experience the world through scent far more than sight. They use it to recognize territory, identify family members, and separate strangers from trusted companions. When your cat quietly presses its paw against your arm, it may also be blending its scent with yours. Not to claim ownership in the dramatic way people often imagine, but to strengthen familiarity. It's a way of making the world feel more predictable. And for cats, predictable usually means safe. This becomes even more fascinating when you consider domestication. Thousands of years ago, wild cats began living near human settlements because food was easier to find. Unlike dogs, cats weren't heavily trained by humans. Instead, they adapted by observing us. Generation after generation, they became experts at reading human behavior. They learned that gentle actions often produced gentle responses. A soft paw brought attention. A relaxed blink encouraged interaction. A quiet purr invited closeness. Without anyone teaching them,
cats slowly developed an entirely new way of communicating with another species, us. But not every paw means the same thing. The location matters. If your cat places a paw on your hand, it often interrupts whatever your attention is focused on. Your phone, your book, your keyboard. It's a remarkably polite way of saying, "Notice me." A paw resting on your leg often means something different. Your cat wants physical connection without fully climbing into your lap. It's close enough to feel secure while still maintaining independence. Then there's perhaps the most mysterious behavior of all, the paw on your face, usually while you're asleep. At first, it seems obvious. They're hungry. And sometimes that's true. But it may also be something deeper. Your face carries one of the strongest combinations of scent, movement, and warmth. As you breathe, blink, or shift in your sleep, your cat receives constant confirmation that you're there. Touching your face may simply strengthen that familiar connection. It's one of the most recognizable parts of the human they trust. Some cats take this even further. Instead of resting a paw, they tap. Again and again. Why not meow? Because experience changes behavior. Cats are incredible learners. If one gentle tap has successfully earned your attention before, they'll remember. If 2 taps work even better, they'll repeat them. This is called social learning. Your cat is constantly building predictions about your behavior. Over time, those predictions become habits. That's why different cats often develop completely different ways of asking for the exact same thing. Perhaps the most remarkable behavior is when a cat gently holds your hand. No scratching, no claws, just quiet pressure. That level of control is extraordinary. Cats never lose access to their claws. Choosing not to use them requires precision. It shows your cat understands the difference between hunting prey, defending itself, and interacting with someone it completely trusts. Few behaviors reveal emotional control more clearly. But what if that paw suddenly disappears? Many owners worry the bond has weakened. Usually, that's not the case. Cats change how they communicate throughout their lives. Age, stress, new routines, health, even growing confidence. All of these can change how often they seek physical contact. Instead of focusing on one behavior, watch for the bigger picture. Does your cat still follow you from room to room? Sleep nearby? Slow blink when you look at them? Relax completely in your presence? Real trust isn't built from one gesture. It's built from dozens of quiet signals. And that's what makes the paw so fascinating. By itself, it's almost nothing. Just a few ounces of weight resting gently against your skin. Yet hidden inside that tiny movement is a story millions of years in the making. A story of instinct becoming trust, of survival becoming companionship, of a solitary hunter learning, generation after generation, that one species was different from all the others. So the next time your cat quietly places a paw on you, don't think of it as a random touch. Think of it as one small piece of an ancient language, a language that doesn't need words to say, "You're safe. Stay close."